Alright, welcome back. Of course, same old Kroll Sintru, same old Champions Online. Access card. Alright, so apparently there was a reason to go in here after all, and I don't know what it is, but apparently someone's got an access card that we need. Just when I thought we were done with that area. Oh well. Wonder if there's anyone who's just sitting there being like, dude, you gotta get the access card. Probably. Personally, I don't remember the details of this mission that well, even though I've probably done it about a dozen times. Alright. My healing can't get any stronger, but there is one way I can get a little bit better here, and that's if I can start getting fear effects out. Ooh. Alright. We got a little bit of a problem. We're going to lose the bot here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Alright. So we'll go ahead. Summon a new pair. Okay. Slowly building up that endurance. Yeah, so endurance costs are going up, but I'm not sure, but I think I'm also going to be losing a little bit of my endurance recovery rate as well to the pet penalty. Which, it is what it is. Could be worse. Alright, so let's go ahead and siphon his soul out. Or whatever the heck it is we're doing. Okay. Simple enough. Good. Alright, I'm going to check my inventory. Scrawled note. A note from kidnapped Professor Wainwright. And the stronghold blueprints you recovered, so apparently we just recovered them. Didn't notice that. You notice a scrawled note. It reads, "Help me, my name is Professor Maxwell Wainwright, inventor of the hot sleep technology used by Stronghold Prison to keep their most dangerous and uncontrollable prisoners in an induced coma. Argent has kidnapped me and is keeping me on the second floor in a holding facility, forcing me to work on designs for an improved hot sleep chamber, which will actually increase the power of villains who sleep in them. I've been trying to stall Argent. They are becoming increasingly impatient. Please, somebody help me before it is too late." Alright. So, yeah. So hopefully that means we've got our card and can move on to the next floor now. So that's 1/3. Okay. Alright, I remember. Alright, so we're pretty much going in reverse through here now. So let's see if I can swap targets. It's the other way I was about to die. Get a little bit of healing off of him. Can't heal from a lifesteal if your opponent's already dead. It's the downside to it. One of the downsides anyways. But a lot of the healing in this game is actually heavily restricted. To give an example, some of the heals may have, actually a fair number of the heals will have something where if you try to use it and someone hits you, it interrupts it, and you won't be able to continue to use it. If it's a maintain, it's not as bad, but you're going to be hit a lot, so it's definitely going to come up a lot. And if it's a charge up, then you're just not even going to be able to get it off, especially if you have to charge it full, all the way to full. There is, of course, a very specific set that's really good for this. Trying to keep my eyes on these guys. Anyways, but specifically, if you can get a hold of, oh darn, what do you call it? Celestial Power Set. Sorry, brain just stopped. The Celestial Power Set has some pretty good healing, but it's like one of the only ones. It can do dimensional damage. The same powers frequently will basically do damage on one side, or heal on the other, depending on who you're targeting. And so it's pretty good on that account. So it is an option. Another one that's pretty common is there's an Arcane Vitality one, I think it's called. I believe is also cannot be interrupted. It's a pretty decent one for self-healing. If you're going the pet route, there's actually two options for healer pet, but one of them is one you won't be able to use as much of. It's kind of unfortunate. Specifically, it's this. You summon some sort of like angel or whatever. I think it's through celestial sorcery, which sorcery used to be broken up. I think they just merged into just sorcery, but whatever. But the thing was that it requires a summoning circle. If you step outside the circle, after a few seconds, the summoning ends. And so it actually requires you to resummon every time you go, and if you're getting knocked around with knockback, you can also lose it frequently as well. So, not always going to work, but it's something. Because there's a lot of ways to go through, lots of ways to get lots of pets and such, so. In this case, we're kind of focusing a little more on getting up a different kind of healing. Arcane Vitality, by the way, when used against other people, not just yourself, can target multiple, up to 3 people, but it splits up the healing amongst them, so it'll actually do less healing for more targets. But it's still a greater amount of total healing, actually. It's just, you do take a bit of a penalty. Still pretty good. And, you know, just something to keep in mind. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to be playing healers, quite frankly. Gotta remember to make use of my pet's ability to transform here. Clear this room pretty quickly. And there's that darn cloud again. Not too big a deal. There's actually some other circles that are very useful as well for longer term battles that are not for summoning, but are actually just arcane circles in general. One of them will grab, basically it gives you additional power for a little bit. Another one that you have, not for a little bit, basically, until you move, to be more precise, until you leave the circle. It'll just keep on granting more power, gives you a power discount. You can also get another one that gives you a little bit of healing over time. Some pretty significant knockback protection, but it also makes you more vulnerable to paralysis, which is annoying. What can you do? You better get those guys to come over here. There we go. And let's see, I know there's one that boosts your damage, I think it is. Anyways, I think there's 3 of them. I forget exactly what each one of them does, but still. It's good stuff. Sorcery actually has quite a bit for support if you want to go that route. In fact, the magic setup as a whole does tend to be more support-oriented, the only exception being if you're going for the darkness power set type abilities, they tend to be more balanced between offense. Well, basically the balanced role. They do a decent amount of damage, but they also have some more survivability than most. In fact, one of their things is that you got your form powers and whatnot. Not forms, different, getting the names swapped around. Passive. Like, I'm using a sorcery one that provides a bonus here. But with theirs, it boosts your damage, like you would expect, but also boosts, like a normal offensive one, but it actually also will help because it boosts your life stealing. And you've seen what this life steal can do, and it'll be even stronger if you're not using it as support, basically. Come on, guys. Get on over here. Thank you. There we go. That helps. We got something on him? Chilling Bite. Ah, from the Ice Lizard. Of course, we're actually... Oh, right. So, because we're using a form, we're actually going to see increased costs on our powers, but they're more powerful. The increased cost stays, I believe, regardless, just as long as you have the form power up. But as you do whatever it requires to bring that form up, it'll give you bonuses. In this case, we're using Compassion, which increases your healing by about as much as you normally get as a damage boost from a form power, but about half as much going to actual damage. So, let's see. Thank you for saving me. Pleasure. Or, yeah. Thank you again for rescuing me. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Begone mental. Argent was determined to get those hot sleep redesigns out of me, and I don't think I would have been able to hold out much longer. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. One guy in particular, Supervisor Guillory? Whatever. Seems determined to use this government contract to help Stronghold prisoners escape. He's overseeing this operation. He's the guy that got the contract in the first place. He's not going to stop what he's doing until somebody stops him. I'm afraid that somebody needs to be you. Yeah, it's all part of the job. Alright, so guess what? Third floor. Yep, that's right. Third floor. Oh well. Looks like we should be able to move on a little bit faster if we can skip by some of the guys this time. Think we're going to be safer for doing that? Wish I knew exactly which guys I needed, but I haven't played through that many times. I mean, sheesh. I do tend to play the ones in Millennium City more. The ones in the desert around this time frame are primarily based around a bunch of robots in this museum or whatever. Not museum, amusement park. Brian, you need to work with me here. Anyways, it's some sort of like amusement park robots that have gone crazy. I think it's actually based off of a movie, as I understand it. But anyways, the whole cowboy robots gone crazy thing being what it is, certainly a different approach here. But if you like it, sure, go ahead. I kind of find it not as fun as the others, just personally speaking. And Canada, well, the way they portray the Canada area is lifeless and bleak. Just like the far, far frozen north of Canada. Like as far out of all the cities and such as you can possibly get. It's just icy wasteland out there. And so everything being colorless and lifeless, I often skip it. But sometimes it's still the better option. And of course, you can't do everything. Probably actually going to be going through it for a little bit. One way or the other. Alright, let's see if we can take down Cyborg here. Or this Cyborg. Let's see. There we go. Great. There's not even other extra guys to fight. I'd have to fight them all anyways, pretty much. Or, you know, stealth or something. Trying to do life force and they're dying so fast. Not really getting a chance, but whatever. At least they're dying fast. Okay. Well, they're done with. That was fast. Alright. I don't think we have to go through both of them, necessarily. I could be mistaken, but I think it's just one of these two doors. Maybe that'll make it a little bit faster. Oh. Block that attack. Unfortunately, like most NPCs, pets don't block. So, they're not really going to be too smart about it. But if your enemies are targeting you, it won't be a big deal anyway, so... Since your pets do very minimal damage individually, it's usually not too big of a deal. Okay, they didn't come through the doorway. I had thought they had, but... Usually they've been moving as a group, just not today, I guess. Just finish him off. Okay, then. That's the door out, I believe. Okay. At least this time they're a little bit closer to their enemies. In fact, a lot closer. You'd think they were trying to melee attack. They don't have melee attacks. Always reminded me of City of Heroes. You could have ranged henchmen or melee henchmen with the mastermind, but they always tried to go into melee at some point. Just some of them are really bad about it. So, you know, you can play like robots or mercenaries, and they have almost no melee attacks, but they'll charge into melee once in a while anyways. And then as a melee guys, frequently you see them sitting back at a distance. Oh yeah, we have someone to talk to in a minute. They'll have to wait their turn, though. Alright, so... Yep, Menton's telepathic projection. You've defeated my mind-controlling pawns, Aragos. You will regret interfering with the affairs of the mighty Menton. Confined in Stronghold, I'm only able to communicate with you via this crude mental projection. My shackles may keep me from harming you, but one day I'll be free of them, fool. And on that day, my first order of business will be to destroy you. Yeah. Whatever. The usual supervillain talk. Alright. That finally gets us out of there. Thank goodness. So that's a bit of a longer mission. They don't usually go that long. Well, I know the adventure packs go long. They go, like, stupidly long. If you try to do it all in one sitting, you're going to be there for hours. Of course, some people will do speedrun them and whatnot, but they have, like, high-end gear and specialized builds to be able to do that, and usually they're doing it as a team because it's much faster. Much easier, too. Let's see... Oh, over here. Alright. Okay. Fantastic work, Aragos. All I expected out of you was to get those blueprints, but you've managed to achieve so much more. I would love to stay here and sing your praises, but I need to get on the phone with Warden Wildman at Stronghold and warn him about what Menton is up to. You're a little late on that. And excellent work. Excellent, Aragos. You really saved Stronghold and the rest of us from a lot of future problems by recovering these schematics. Alright. That's done. Alright, so we've got basically 2 more things to do here as far as this little mission set goes. I think that's going to be it. Basically, you've got another one of these missions going inside, thankfully not nearly as long as the last one. And then we've also still got to show this invitation to Silver Venture. And the difference is that, just bring out our map here, we're over here, but we need to go, I think, somewhere over here. Yeah, Island Invitation. So that's why I haven't done it. It's because I just didn't feel like flying over there and back. When this is so much closer. And then this park's usually a good spot to fight Psy and be able to get those mind control devices. In any case, hope you're all having fun, and I'll see you next time.